Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people, back here at the House of Moody Vintage podcast. This is a very special episode, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already probably gotten a clue. Number one, okay, it is the 50th episode of my podcast. It's a special, landmark for me. Is it a landmark? I don't think that's the term. Anyways, 50 episodes, it's half a century mark, and it just so happens, it's a coincidence. What are the chances that the 50th episode is being recorded and published on Valentine's Day? That's right, it's Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2023. Who would have thunk it, huh? Who would have thunk it that all of this would just, intertwine the way that the universe unfolds, and I'm really happy and glad to celebrate my 50th episode on Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is a celebration of love, right? You want to profess or even express your affection towards the people you love, your significant other, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, right? And I'm going to stop right there because I fucking hate Valentine's Day. Let me tell you something about Valentine's Day, motherfuckers. No, I was playing. No, it's, listen, it just happens to be Valentine's Day. I don't acknowledge it. I know it's, what are you doing right now, Moody? You're fucking acknowledging it. I am. I don't celebrate it, okay? I don't call it a celebration. I don't call it a holiday. Ever since I was a kid, ever since I was little, I saw right through fucking Valentine's Day, okay? And I know what you're thinking. Some of you might be thinking who don't know me. But of course, you probably do know me already. People who do know me already know that I am a hopeless, classic romantic, right? I'm a classic, hopeless romantic, all right? I'm in the old school way of romance, you know what I mean? Like out of fucking novels, that kind of corny shit, you know what I mean? So you can't really, point the finger and be like, well, you're just better because you don't have anybody. And like, who hurt you? Who is she? Right? That's the question. That's what we all want to know. Who is she, Moody? Which one broke your heart? Is that why you hate Valentine's Day? Nah, bitch. I don't like Valentine's Day because it's a marketing scheme, and it always been a marketing scheme. And you know what? And for those who don't know, you should know by now. I mean, it's not like a fucking secret. It's kind of like how Disney, flips the whole, German folklore, those very dark stories into fucking, happy fairy tales with the happy ending. It's not like that, okay? The origin of St. Valentine's massacre is not cute and it's not romantic, okay? There's a lot of blood and there's a lot of sacrifice. And, it's just not cute, okay? Anyways. I don't want to go into that. Okay. But it is Valentine's Day. But regardless of what my perspective is and my opinion on Valentine's Day, that doesn't matter. For those of you who are celebrating it, I'm already vomiting my mouth. I'm not gonna shit on your parade. Do what you do, because that's how you want to profess and express love. That's you. At least you're doing it, right? I'm not gonna shit on you for that. You celebrate whatever date is the way you celebrate it, because that's the fucking beauty of it, right? I just don't subscribe to the whole, buying chocolates and gifts and all this, romantic gestures. I'm like, you can do that just like any other quote unquote holiday, Father's Day, Mother's Day, whatever. If you can't show your parents or show your loved one, your significant other or whatever, can't show them how grateful you are, how appreciative you are of them, how much you love them on any other day, then you got problems, okay? Why you wait until February 14th? You know what February 14th is for me? It's one of my closest friends, okay? Alex, who I have known since the first grade, childhood friend of mine. I've known this guy for forever, ever since we were kids. It's his birthday, okay? That's the only thing I will acknowledge February 14th for, is it's my friend Alex's birthday. So shout out to Mr. Alex Reinwald, back in the States, my brother from another mother. Okay, so it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Alex. Valentine's Day can, suck my pickle. Anyways, so it is the 50th episode, right? So I'm very, very, I don't know. It's very significant for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's sort of like a halfway mark of something, right? It's a significant mark. Milestone, that's the word I was looking for after fucking 5 minutes. It's a milestone, right? 50 episodes is a milestone. But yeah, it's also a very transitional number too. You get what I'm saying? It's not the beginning of something. It's not the end of something. It's like in the middle of, it's one milestone in the middle of another one. You know what I mean? So I'm excited and nervous at the same time because it kind of it sort of coincides with how life is going right now. For me, for my very close friends here in this city. So, it's interesting. It's interesting. But I'm also glad to do it. That sort of kind of, I'm trying to overshadow Valentine's Day. Not only is it my friend's birthday, but and a couple of others that I know. It's 50 episodes. It's way more important than fucking Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? I don't care. You can shove those chocolates right up your arse. But you know what? Love is love. Okay. And, that's one of the perfect examples of what love shouldn't be is, season 3, Love is Blind, after the altar episodes. Man, I didn't want to talk about this. Okay. Excuse me. I didn't want to talk about this because and it's something I shared on Instagram. I said, these people reminded me of how much I love my life. Even though I'm single, I don't care. You know what I mean? It actually makes you feel grateful that you're single. You know what I mean? Like, not grateful, but like, it's okay that you're single. Because you could be these people. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Going on reality shows and whatnot. I don't think, if you are really, truly looking for true love, right? Of course, if you're desperate enough or you feel like other avenues are not working out for you, you're going to go out for these reality shows or whatever. But most of it is kind of not completely authentic. You know what I mean? It's not 100% true. And we saw it in the, after the altar episodes, which is, it's a year later after the episode or after the last episode aired for Love is Blind season 3. And then, you sort of catch up on the couples and things like that. And yeah, we found out that SK is a fucking cheater. It's, let's put it out there. It's a stereotype. It's become a stereotype. You know what I mean? You think that, here's a nice gentleman, wholesome Nigerian dude. Well, he just ended up getting with the white chick with a bomb ass body. She got the whole, I don't know if she got a BBL or nothing like that. I mean, she looks natural, but that's besides the point. She was like just a hot blondie, a hot blonde chick that he hooked up with, and it's out there, by the way, all over social media, mate. And Raven did not deserve that. Okay, I'm gonna, SK motherfucker. Let me tell you something, SK. You wrong. You came out worse than Bartiz. SK came out worse than Bartiz. You trifling ass I cannot believe it. Raven does not deserve that. She got played like a clown twice. I think my friend Antra put it perfectly. She got played twice. You know what I mean? And Raven didn't deserve that. She deserves way better. And I also wanted to share a comment, and it kind of covers two topics at once, right? Or a couple of topics at once. There was a comment that my friend tagged me on Instagram, and I thought it was perfect. And I've been saying this since day one. I've been saying this, but this Instagrammer posted on Instagram on Cole's Instagram post or whatever. And, obviously everyone's seen the episodes. And she says, and I quote, I'm reading it word for word here. I'm having such a hard time watching the new episodes because of how the cast is still treating you. The girls chatting at the table, making constant remarks against you, got my blood boiling. Brennan, if you're watching this on YouTube, you just saw my face. Brennan at this party is making me fume. He's such an obnoxious, quote unquote pick me who just wants to come across as the good guy and like he's got it all together and is better than everyone. Zainab, hello, young lady, you've got issues. Zay will never admit that she's the problem and will continue to blame everyone else for her issues. There you go. Continuing here. She remains manipulative and cutting and condescending, and her conversations with you on the couch makes no sense. Incredibly frustrating to watch them all continue to tear you down. Still, hashtag Team Cole over here. Love your energy, spirit, and attitude, and sending you lots of love. Now, we know that Cole isn't perfect, okay? Cole is he's still going through his frat boy phase. He's still growing, still maturing, and he's at that age, so I totally understand. But that does not warrant everyone else treating him like shit, which I thought was, first of all, incredibly toxic. I also feel like it's sort of put on because the cameras are there, so you gotta dramatize the whole thing. You know what I mean? I just don't. Look, the kid cried, the kid apologized, he's trying to move on, he's trying to mature to be better. Still, he obviously has a lot of work to be done for his character to grow, but you don't treat someone like shit. You don't treat someone, continuing to treat him like shit. How is he supposed to grow when you're shitting on this kid every fucking time? You know what I mean? And she mentioned Brennan. Let me tell you something about Brennan and fucking what the hell's that girl's name? What is that girl's name? See, I used to be frustrated with her, but then Brennan just got on my fucking nerves because I think he is Alexa. There you go, Alexa. Sorry, I had to really check that out really quick. I think he's worse. He puts on this fake feminist kind of, you know what I mean? When you can clearly tell, number one, Alexa's wearing the fucking pants in their relationship, 100%. I get where Alexa, I get why she is the way she is, because you see the background, you see the sort of environment she's from, she's sheltered, and she has plenty of insecurities. And now she has someone who's like in love with you and all this stuff. I don't think he, like the Instagrammer just mentioned, he tries too hard, and he's not really that person. He's really not. I don't think so. It's just a put on, and these two, Alexa and Brennan, have been acting as if they're so superior to all the other people here because their marriage is lasting or whatever. Like, it's so dumb. I don't get it. I want to drop kick Brennan in the face because you're fake as shit, bro. You're fake as fuck. It's like it's almost as if none of his ideas are original. He doesn't have his own opinion, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's dictated by Alexa. Anyways, he cut his balls and then converted to Judaism because his wife is Jewish. I don't understand. If you have kids, your kids can be Jewish because the mother's Jewish. Why do you have to? You know what I mean? Like, you don't even have your own beliefs. Like, get the fuck out of here. Have some respect. So, it's not even about the religious thing. It's like a principle thing. You know what I mean? Like, I would never ever expect, if I were to get married, I would never expect for my wife to convert for me. That's what? No, that's her belief. And if you're a woman and the guy if he's willing to do it, fine, whatever. But sometimes I feel like it's just like it's sort of like an obligation. There's no real belief behind it. Why they're converting? Do they really believe in that? No, of course not. It's just like I don't know. It's like this cultural conversion thing. I find it so disingenuous. You know what I mean? Anyways, moving on. Love is Blind is I mean, it's not blind. It's not blind at all. They're just crazy. They have the goddamn minds. We gonna move on here, okay? Because those episodes and those people, oh my god. And I don't want to pick on Zainab. I'm not really picking on anybody except Brendan. I want to just drop kick him in the face. Remember that. I just said that twice. What I was gonna say, Zainab, right? Man, that girl's so lost. She's so lost, and I'm just reiterating what that young lady said on Instagram. She's got a lot of fucking issues, dude. And there are individuals who play the victim. There are individuals who have been victimized but don't play the victim. They turn that around, and it empowers them to actually make the change for the better and stop blaming everybody else. You know what I mean? While others, it's clear and obvious that others may have had contributed to your hurt, your trauma. That's very clear. But, to continue to, again, have this condescending attitude and tone with Cole and all that stuff, totally unnecessary. And she's got a lot of growing up to do herself. But, clearly she has a lot of trauma she needs to deal with. I don't want to get back. Listen, first of all, this is not a Valentine's Day episode, so fuck that shit. Okay? I just wanted to talk about it because it's just stupid. It just got me blood boiling. Let's move on. Okay, let's move on to something really, really, really red. Very red, actually. Coincidentally, again, the Super Bowl. Okay? Kansas City Chiefs. Red uniforms. Hello. Okay? We're still going with the red theme here. Congratulations to the Chiefs. I knew that I felt like they're going to win. I didn't have a horse in the race because my 49ers lost to the Eagles. And, oh my God, Jesus Christ. All our starting quarterbacks got injured. That's why we lost the fucking game. We could have been in the Super Bowl. Anyways, that's besides the point. Jalen Hurts will be back. That guy is a fucking beast. For Philadelphia Eagles, quarterback, for those who don't know, he's going to be back. He's going to be a problem in the NFC, for sure. But, Mahomes and crew did it again. They won it before. They did it again. So it's Mahomes' second Super Bowl. He's only 27 years old. He's got plenty of seasons left in him. And he's an athletic, smart. He's got a fucking cannon for an arm. He seems unstoppable to me. As long as Andy Reid gives him the support he needs around him, there's going to be many more Super Bowl wins. But what stole the show at the Super Bowl, again, very, very red, very head to toe red, was Rih Rih, our homegirl, Rihanna. Okay, Rihanna from Barbados. You know what I mean? From Barbados. She did the halftime show pregnant. Rih Rih is preggo. I loved it. And, it was so good that, first of all, there was no, co-headliner or whatever. It was just Rihanna. Okay? It was just Rihanna. And her, actually, no, there was a co-star. It was her unborn child in her belly. It got her performance got number 8 in the all-time halftime show list from Rolling Stone. And I don't know, I would have to sort of go through that list, from every Super Bowl, because a couple of Super Bowls sort of really stand out for me. But yeah, I would probably put that in the top 10, of my own list if I had one. It was just fantastic. It was also because, it was like the last time she was performed on television was in the Grammys of 2018. That was a while ago. And, now it's fucking Super Bowl, over 118 million views or something like that, which is a lot more than, was it 118 million or billion? I can't remember. I think it was million. Billion, that sounds crazy. Which was much more than the actual Super Bowl game itself that people saw or people watched, which is not surprising because it's Rihanna. And I also there was also a question. There was another comment in an article. Not a comment. It was in an article where I read. It's on the BBC or something like that, where it stated that even Rihanna's fans will admit that she doesn't have the greatest voice, which we all can admit, right? She doesn't have the greatest voice, but it is the entire package that's so alluring about her, that makes us. I find Rihanna very attractive, stupidly attractive, and I'm talking about her entire aura, and it's not just her sound, her very unique. She has a very unique sound, very unique, style to her music. It's enjoyable. There's, Love on the Brain is my all-time favorite Rihanna song. All-time favorite. That is, I fucking love that song because it's soulful. It's true, pure R&B and very soulful. So I fucking love that. So that's my favorite. But anyways, but yeah, so or, you know, her whole, if you look at her discography. I'm sorry. I have a couple of German lectures, and homeboys, he's messing up with my English right now. Anyway, so shout out to Jonas, what up, bro? No, but you know, if you look at her discography, am I saying that right? I fucking hate discography. It's just one of those days. If you look at her history of records, okay, it's unique. There's no one that sounds like her. There's no. It's her. It's Rihanna, right? And again, she's also not your typical traditional beautiful woman. She has a very unique look, which is, you know, strangely very attractive. I find her very attractive. It's the attitude. It's the personality. It's how she carries herself, which made the performance even, you know, because you know that's fucking Rihanna. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to fucking sound crazy. Listen. Second week in a row, but I'm saying it, okay? If you gave me a choice to watch a concert, okay, and my only two choices was Beyonce and Rih Rih, I'd fucking pick Rih Rih every single time. Like I said, she has that unique presentation and performance and delivery that no one else has. And I know you can make the same argument with Beyonce. I get it. But it's just like, you know, you already kind of suspect that from Beyonce or whatever. But also, I don't know. I find Rihanna much more attractive than Beyonce. I said it. I mean, that's not surprising. Because when Destiny's Child first came out, you know, the original members, you know, they were rotating, of course. Beyonce remained. But you know who also remained? Kelly Rowland. Kelly was always my favorite. No lie. Kelly was always my favorite Destiny Child since day one. Anyways, besides the point, the halftime show was fucking awesome. It was amazing, and very much so. You know, it was all the hype, and it lived up to the hype. The critics were, obviously the audience fucking loved it. The critics were raving about it as well. So can't go wrong. So that was a huge highlight. You know, not just watching the Super Bowl. I actually watched the game because I love football, American football, and just, you know, seeing Rihanna was great. Anyways, so from there, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to, maybe I should move on to, okay, we're gonna say this for later. Recommendation of the week, which again, coincidentally, you know, it's Valentine's Day. Anyways, we'll get to that in a second. We're going to go just quickly through quick review of The Last of Us on the latest episode. Just quick thoughts on this. Dude, I think this was the last episode was the second best episode after episode 3. Okay? A pretty close second. It was amazing. Again, every week, and again, we're not surprised because it's HBO and the showrunners are freaking amazing. Excuse me. But they just it's kind of I think what surprised, actually, you know what, there is probably one surprise, the fact that they continually like give justice to the adaptation of the video game. There are obviously some differences. They're not going to do everything exactly the same, right? This is a different medium, so you can't have the same thing going on. But they're so, given the source material, they respect the source material and put it into a live action to the best possible way, in a very respectful way. And that's what The Last of Us has been doing every week. And of course, this past episode was aired on Friday because the Super Bowl is on Sunday, so they couldn't do it on Sunday. So now we have to wait until next Sunday. Can't wait for the next episode. It's going to be fantastic. Joel is going to meet up with his brother. Not going to go in details. If you haven't still watched it, I don't want to, give away spoilers here. So, Last of Us was fucking amazing. Also, another quick thoughts roundup thoughts on 1923. Taylor Sheridan, in the last episode, he wrote the last episode. This guy he takes my breath away. Okay? Taylor Sheridan, I did not know, even when I started watching, because 1923 is similar, yes. You have the Duttons and, their family tree and the usual, Wild West drama kind of thing going on. But there is a love story in this, a pure and true, raw of emotions love story in this, which you do not find in Yellowstone, right? And where you kind of find in 1883, but 1923 is just it's very poetic. It's very poetic from first episode to the last, through for all the characters as well. It is very, very the foundational element of this specific series, the 1923 series, is that it's based on a love story, and there's 3 love stories that are going on. One that is newly found, one that has been there for decades, and another one is just beginning, or in the process of beginning. And it's so beautifully done, and because it's not just limited to the ranch or in Montana, you're seeing other parts. Of course, it's just other parts are being shot in studios and things like that, but there are certain elements that make it feel like they're on location and whatnot. So it's just I think this is 1923. I am enjoying and loving way more than 1883, and I think because you have Yellowstone, you had 1883, so you have things that you can build upon and improve, and that's what they're doing with 1923, and I fucking love it. Anyways, moving on from that, we over the weekend, of course, Super Bowl is all about not just the game itself, not just Rih Rih killing it on stage, her floating stage, looking like the Super Smash Brothers or whatever. The Flash trailer came out. There were a couple of very significant trailers that came out, and the Flash trailer came out, and a lot of people kind of surprised. I'm not talking about, when I say a lot of people, I don't mean like the average viewer or moviegoer. In the circles, I guess you could say, in the cinematic circles or the cinephile circles, we were kind of still surprised that WB was still going forward with it. We're kind of wondering how and why they're going forward with this, right? Because Ezra Miller has he's a fucking list of allegations and running with the laws and all this stuff, and I still believe he shouldn't be attached to the franchise anymore, or in the WB DC cinematic universe, whatever you want to call it. But you see the trailer and you're like, holy fuck! I see why they wanted to continue. They wanted to go forward with this. They're still giving it the green light. They're gonna fucking release this movie, because you see the trailer and you're like, okay. From the business standpoint, business perspective, I see why the studio does want to release this movie, because there's so many moving elements, moving pieces in this movie. You're kind of like, oh fuck, I want to see, kind of, because Michael Keaton's in it. My favorite Batman, Michael Keaton is in the fucking movie. Okay, that's a fucking it's a selling point. It's a selling point. It's gonna be difficult to watch Ezra Miller, because he's clearly has fucking mental issues and mental problems. He needs to fucking deal with that. He needs to go to rehab and stay in rehab for a very, very long time. He has a lot of amends to be making. Anyways, but yeah, the Flash trailer, if you haven't watched it, please watch it. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be sort of like this. I don't know if you want to be indifferent about it. I don't know, but it's a movie you'll want to fucking watch if you're into superheroes and all that stuff. But yeah, the Flash. I still don't think Ezra Miller should be back or do any more future movies with them. I think he needs to get help first, but and we'll say that for another day. Anyways, recommendation of the week. Now, this is a bit different. This is a bit different for recommendation of the week, because I still haven't watched it, and it just dropped today on freaking Valentine's Day. The Romantics on Netflix. Now, The Romantics is basically a docuseries. It's like 4 episodes, and it's basically about Yash Raj Films. For those who don't know, Yash Raj is probably the biggest effing film house in all of India. Okay? In Indian cinema, in Hindi cinema particularly, Yash Raj is a fucking giant. It's a titan. It's a fucking titan. Okay? It is the biggest studio, most popular, most powerful, richest, I don't know. I'm probably making the richest part up, but, richest studio in the sense of like Indian cinema and Hindi cinema. So Yash Raj is a big fucking deal. the matriarch, he used to be the matriarch, is Yash Chopra, right? He is like, he's the godfather. Nah, I don't want to say godfather. That's the wrong term. He's just very, very important, very significant in the success of Yash Raj. He has had, not only has he directed, but produced, hit after hit, very iconic films in history and Hindi cinema history. I'm not saying the B word, if you know what that means. I'm going to refer to as Hindi cinema because Bollywood also, like, I don't know, like, when they say Bollywood, I feel like I want to throw up in my mouth or something like that, So, because it's totally not cool, okay? And a lot of the actors that were asked in the film, the documentarians were saying, what do you think about the word Bollywood? And they're like, I hate it. And, I have to agree. That this is not, it's very unflattering, like Bollywood, what do you mean? Like, they're their own world. We don't need to copy anybody, Well, maybe because we copy a lot of Hollywood movies, but that's not the point. So, wow, I'm sorry. My ears are bleeding right now, and I'm sure your ears are bleeding as well. Listen, I'm not racist, but the Indian accent is cringe. A lot of people can agree with that. Especially, I mean, come on, that's not something you want to hear in the bedroom, right? Okay. Hey, I have Indian friends, all right? I love them. And not all of them sound like that, okay? God, man, I ain't trying to get canceled out here, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, The Romantics. Now, I haven't seen it. So basically, this is like a side of Yash Raj, I guess, we haven't seen before. They're also interviewing a lot of huge stars who've done Yash Raj films, the biggest stars in Hindi cinema, period. And they're all in it. So I'm very excited to watch this, very excited to see this. When my friend Natasha gets back to Bangkok, because I promised her I wouldn't watch this without her. If she sees this, and I've already recorded this episode, we're gonna have an issue. We're gonna have some problems. Anyways, so I'm being a good friend and waiting for her. The Romantics. I highly recommend it. Because, it's a documentary. If you really want to get to know, like, just the real essence of Hindi cinema, please watch The Romantics on Netflix. It's in English, so chill out. Jesus Christ. There could be a lot of subtitles, I'm sure, but obviously they know how to speak in English. No. Sorry. And what else? So I'm very, very excited to watch that when Natasha gets back. God damn it. Hurry up, woman. And what else comes out? Full Swing. Full Swing comes out on Wednesday, which is tomorrow for us. Full Swing is, of course, if you like Drive to Survive and Breakpoint, the tennis one that we've seen, docuseries, again, that was for tennis. Drive to Survive is F1. And talking about Drive to Survive, Full Swing. Full Swing is, of course, the golf. They're putting golf in there now, so I'm very excited to watch that. Drive to Survive comes out on season 5. The newest season, looking back at the 2022 season, comes back February 24th. So look out for that. Can't wait to check that one out. So anyways, I would love to blabber on this Valentine's Day and talk about all the love stories. You know what? I could have told you about the first time I fell in love and also the first time I got my heart broken, but we'll save that for another day. Save that for next time. I'll probably talk about it next week. No, next week I'll be talking about my birthday and how all of us lost our fucking minds because we probably drank a little too much. We drank a little too much. I'm going to tell you that right now. We drank a little too much, okay? It's not even here yet. The future is not. Anyways, I'm just going to wrap things up here. That was episode 50, ladies and gentlemen, of House of Moody Vintage podcast. It is a milestone, okay? Half century, very excited. Looking forward to the next 50. Until then, until next week, ladies and gentlemen, please take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Treat yourselves and others. Be kind to others, as usual. Peace, positivity, and love. You know what that's all about. I'm turning 38 this coming Sunday. But we are going to get fucking plastered on Saturday because we don't know what's going to happen this year, right? Seize the day. Carpe diem. And get plastered. See you next time. I'm out of here. Peace.